after his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season.
This is the NFL on EA Sports as we join you from the so-called Space City, Houston, Texas. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Dragons of Houston. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. They've been cooking these last couple months. Winners of 7 of their last 8 games.
And if you extrapolate that out to a full season, they'd be 14-2. And anyone in the NFL today would sign up for that.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they're in a real groove of late. Winners of 5 of their last 6 games. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. The numbers for Mooney in last week's ball game: 21 carries, 61 yards.
It's a pretty mediocre week for him on the ground. Certainly a boon to his offense if he can get a little more output on his touches this week. He should get some more early carries as his team tries to get him into a rhythm.
On second down now, Mooney, and he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. They run the counter. Mooney, solid move, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. Mooney. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beating them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent. Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
This is taken at the 18. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
After what we saw last week, over 400 yards passing, the obvious thing is to go talk to him. I want to talk to his receivers, and boy, were they enthusiastic about what happened then, and they can't wait for this week's game.
He was hitting them outside, over the middle, everywhere, and for his efforts, of course, AFC Offensive Player of the Week. The numbers for him from a week ago: 15 carries, 76 yards.
Yeah, he could very well be on his way to a rushing title, but guess what? His offensive line, they're meeting separately because they want that rushing title as much as he does, and they want to make sure they get him there.
On second down, it's long. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. Here's Lawrence. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
I may be an analyst, but I'm also a fan. I love it when people take the big shots downfield, but he was under a lot of duress. And I think that forced the incompletion downfield. Didn't have a real good chance to find his target.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pickup there, a 22.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
Faking the give, now Watson. A quick throw there is incomplete. When you look at this defense, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
I just consider myself fortunate that I'm not in charge of the offensive line. They gave up 7 sacks last week. And if things don't improve in this game, the head coach isn't going to be looking at the offensive line. He's going to be looking at the offensive line coach. And that's when things get dicey.
A gain there of 21 yards.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
On second down now, Mooney. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Off of play action, it's Watson. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. And his kick here is good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. Well, both teams kind of feeling each other out here. Now after 3 drives, we have a score with that field goal.
Yeah, they're still waiting for their breakout drive to come to them, all right? They're using the playbook well. They're looking for that extra section that says touchdowns instead of field goals. But they'll take the 3 for now and try and get set up for more later.
So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in. But I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. He finds his man, complete. It's Nash. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Now Lawrence. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Again, it's Lawrence. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, Lawrence. And that is incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And now out comes Minnesota. They currently sit one game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. Yeah, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention they've been up and down all year, so to me, it depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel.
Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down. Watson now to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down. Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. On second down, Mooney. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. When you look at this defense, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try and run it like crazy? Or do you challenge them? This is going to be fun.
First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
On first down, Mooney. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. Here's Watson. He's got his target. That's complete. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are able to stretch out their lead. So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open. He has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
Now the try here for the extra point. He's got it, and now it's a 10-0 lead here in the opening quarter. So that drive, 80 yards, 9 plays. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Flush to his right. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. Lawrence will throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Now Lawrence. Flushed out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Call it 7 yards on the carry, so a pretty good game, but still left with a tough 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Lawrence. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. 51 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Here's Watson. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now Watson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Vikings first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They run the counter. Mooney, and tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd down and 9. Now it's Watson. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Watson on 1st down. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Throwing again is Watson. Buying time to his left. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Back to throw, Watson. This will be caught just inside the 10. So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Watson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. Line of scrimmage, the 2. They can still get a first down if they just get a yard out of this on 4th and very short. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Big 4th down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down? And, oh, okay, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes our score 17-0. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Houston set to take over. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Lawrence. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Inside the 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Wow, this one, it is getting out of hand early. They add a pick 6 to the ledger now. 3-score lead still in the first half.
And all that celebrating that you see and hear from those defenders is not just because they scored a touchdown on a pick 6. It's because they're pitching a shutout in this one. Every defender's dream.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. And now out comes Houston. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Now Lawrence to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
51 yards on the punt there. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And that last touchdown drive they had very balanced. How key is that balance?
It's huge, because most of the time when we talk about balance is run, pass, almost 50-50. But most of the times when you talk to offensive coaches, they say balance is we do what we want when we want to. And that means that they're ahead of the defense, keeping them on their heels.
Yeah, they imposed their will on that last drive. On 2nd down now, Mooney. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 64 yards rushing for him, as he has been tough to stop here this first half. Now it's Watson, a bootleg. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. From the 47, it's 2nd and 5.
At the 47-yard line.
To throw is Watson. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Houston's offense taking over again. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play. 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Here's Lawrence to throw. And he fires one, but incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And this is going to be incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed, because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded at the 20. It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Over the middle, complete. That's Cox. And he's brought down short by a yard. It's a 3rd down gain of 4. It'll go as a gain of 4. And it'll be 4th down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. They bring their punter out there now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Houston set to take over. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission. Now Lawrence on first down. He finds his man complete. That's Nash. And they move this all the way down to the 9. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Here's Lawrence. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. Operating from the gun. Lawrence to the goal line, but it's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They give him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes. Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on third down.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Well, indeed, try to run it out as they start on the ground. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
On second down, Mooney. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL. We'll start over in Texas at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. And it's the Cowboys on top as they play the second quarter. The Cowboys locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. The Rams trying to gut this one out as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Lastly, let's get to Pittsburgh to check on the Steelers at home in Acrisure Stadium. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. The Desperados trying to hold on and claim victory. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So after a very one-sided first half, what will the second half bring as we are back underway on EA Sports? And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive? on that play sheet for any one of those coordinators. They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking to throw, Lawrence. And he is caught, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a 1st down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
He's got long over the middle, complete. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at their 48-yard.
Now Lawrence. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 3 at the 36-yard line.
Lawrence going to throw again. Quick hitter here, it's complete. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
They'll look to throw again. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Bates. And he's down into the red zone at the 16 after a gain of 16. 1st and 10. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
On 1st down, Lawrence. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 3 at the 8-yard line.
Lawrence will throw. And he's got it. Touchdown. From 8 yards out. And the Dragons are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard and you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Extra point right down the middle. And that cuts the lead to 24-10. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Watson now to throw. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
But plain and simple, that's the 2nd time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm was just off? He's got thrown off? going to have to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
37 yards on the punt with no return. And now out comes Houston. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the pass.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, and then instead run up the middle. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Well, it's not time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down. Here's 2nd and 10. Now Lawrence. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other. A gain of 6. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Throwing right, and that's complete. And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. 4th down.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the 1st down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a 4th down.
And this one is right through. Well, I don't know if you ever go into a game expecting to attempt a kick of 62 yards. Charles, not only attempt it, but make it one of the longest kicks that we've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm not sure you ever go into a game expecting to kick one of this distance, but all the better kickers, they do dream of it, and they show what they can do in practice and convince their coaches to give them a chance. That one surely paid off.
Now a 1st down throw, Watson. And his throw here is incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13. Now it's Watson. And he can't escape, and down he goes. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th. The Vikings send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taken right around the 44. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. On play action, Lawrence. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Back to throw. Lawrence. He finds his man. Complete. That's Nash. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. They'll run on 1st down. It's long, and he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. From the 23, here's a 2nd and 7. Now a shotgun snap as they look to throw. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. From the shotgun, Lawrence. This is caught. Touchdown! An 11-yard touchdown. And the Dragons are back within a score. Well, this offense only mustered 3 points in the first half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now. 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Hey, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd, and they asked about halftime adjustments and all that was going on. And remember what I said. It's not always an adjustment at halftime. Sometimes just remembering the game plan and playing better, tuning it up and just working through it methodically. They got it done in this case.
Of course, I'll always remember that appearance because I had on a brown belt with black shoes, and you pointed that out in front of the crowd. So thanks for that.
I said that out loud?
You did.
My bad.
It's complete. And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead down to a single point. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. Here's Watson. Quick hitter here. It's complete. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it's 2nd down. Up the middle they go. Mooney. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Here's 3rd and 6. Back to throw, Watson. To the sideline and incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
A 41-yard punt there with no return. Houston set to take over. They've gotten right back in this ball game after a very sluggish first half. Back when you played, after a bad half in the locker room, is it usually the coaches or sometimes the players who are the most vocal?
It's usually the coaches. But I do remember one time in particular where the coaches started to talk about what they wanted us to do in the second half. And a couple of leaders stepped forward and said, Coach, we've got this. And pretty much ushered them out. And they delivered the halftime message. It worked, too. We played much better in the second half and came back and won.
Well, whoever said something at halftime, it's working right now. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down, a very anemic 1 for 9 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. Now it's 2nd and 10. Lawrence. Short throw here to the tight end Bates. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Now a handoff up the middle. Long. Well, they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the 1st down. Close it out.
And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. They come up short here on 4th down. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. So he needed the short yardage, Charles. He elected to try to bounce it outside of the outer third, unsuccessful.
Sometimes those plays are stacked up by the defense and there's nowhere to go, so you have to bounce it outside. And some backs just get impatient. They want to go to where they think there's more open territory instead of going where the play was actually blocked. In any case, it didn't work here.
He's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Trailing in the 4th, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. And this will be caught by his big wide receiver. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Here comes 3rd down and 7. Off of play action, it's Watson. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the 1st down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. And his kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Houston's offense take it over again. And last time they were stopped on 4th down, had a drive stalled out. We'll see how they respond this go-around.
I'm eager to see what their mindset is, because moving the ball, feeling good, and then that abrupt stop on 4th down, do they go back to the bench and go, oh, boy, they got something for us? Or do they go to the bench and say, we blew it ourselves. Let's get back out there and move the ball again.
And is it different when you get stopped on 4th versus punt? Is that more motivation for the defense, a little more confidence?
I think as a defense, you're so excited with a 4th down stop. Making them punt, that's your goal anyway. But a 4th down stop, that's almost a sign of disrespect that they went for it in the first place. And when you get that, you feel great about yourselves.
3rd and 2. Now Lawrence to throw. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's 4th. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of the story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down. Here's Lawrence to throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st. On 3rd down, Lawrence. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Vikings are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his second interception of the game, and so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
And the Vikings now heading onto the field. Another important fourth quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 38. Now, he did not want to go down there as he carries tacklers for a solid gain of 9. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and a yard. They'll keep it on the ground. Mooney. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 106 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Play action. It's Lawrence. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Cox. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And that will bring up 2nd down. Here's Lawrence. He finds his man, complete. That's Cox. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And down inside the 15 he goes. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. But to throw again is Lawrence. And he fires one incomplete.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw at all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
On 2nd down now. It's long. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Dragons are an extra point away from taking the lead here in the fourth. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. And now out comes Minnesota. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. Watson off play action. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
Well, partner, I would say just avoid play action, but that's not just been the problem. This defense, they've been getting pressure on all types of pass plays and really piling up the sacks in this contest.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. To throw is Watson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Watson. And that's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And now out comes Houston. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. From the 46, here's 2nd down and a yard. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle. And he will be stopped here for no gain, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. On 3rd down, long. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. They'll come up now 3rd and 9. Lawrence. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 2nd and goal, here's the option. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll run again. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. His 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dragons get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. He finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 down, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
They do tack on the extra point as well, and that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. So all eyes on this Vikings offense. Down by 8, a minute 36 to go. And no other way to say it. They have blown a big lead, but a chance to rescue. Now the ball comes loose. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. And they were hoping to get down there, get the score, and get this thing into overtime. How deflating.
Absolutely. I mean, let's face it, heartbreaking. They had an opportunity, had a chance, and probably were feeling pretty good about what was going on. And that was taken away from them by their own mistake.
Yep, the opportunity squashed. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And still a little bit of time left, but the defense can't stop the clock, so 3 kneel downs should be enough to finish this one off. 2nd and 11. Up the middle they go. It's long.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. Lawrence to a knee, and that will write a finish to this one. That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the fourth quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because the deficit they faced certainly wasn't small. They obviously did not give up on that one, and in the end, how about that come-from-behind victory? They'll cherish this one for a while.
So for Houston, the great run they've been on continues as they move to 9-1 now. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.